Mark Murphy, the CEO of the Packers, made some comments about Aaron Rodgers' contract that you could say were controversial. So, first start off with his roster bonus. So the Packers paid Rodgers a $6.8 million roster bonus, and they didn't convert it to a signing bonus. If they did convert it to a signing bonus, the hit would have spread across the length of his contract, so lowering our cap hit this year and basically like guaranteeing a little more security for Rodgers in the sense that like they plan on him being there for longer because they're guaranteeing money and they don't plan on taking a dead cap hit if he's not there. And then this past Tuesday, there was questions to Mark Murphy about why he wouldn't talk about the contract, and he said, "I can't really get into specific players. We've been able to create room with others." So he's referring to some of the restructures of Adrian Amos, Preston Smith, Billy Turner, and the such. And then another person asked why the team wouldn't want to ensure Rodgers is the Packers quarterback beyond 2021. He said he's not going to get into any specifics on that. So he's been kind of dodging questions about Rodgers. We've had this whole Jordan Love draft scenario. So Nick, what are your thoughts on these comments by Mark Murphy, the CEO of the Packers, about Aaron Rodgers?
So 2 years ago, Aaron Rodgers had 26 touchdowns and only 4 interceptions, and people are saying he threw the ball away too much. He still has 62% completion, and guess what? Good quarterbacks throw the ball away. Tom Brady throws the ball away more than anybody in the league, and most people walking on this earth would say Tom Brady is the greatest quarterback of all time. But this year, Rodgers' 60% completion became 70% completion. His 26 touchdowns became 48 touchdowns. His 4 interceptions only went up to 5 interceptions. And he had a 121 passer rating and won league MVP. So the fact that Aaron Rodgers might not walk away, be pushed away from the Green Bay Packers after the season makes me sick. I could not see Aaron Rodgers in a jersey for any other team. That would hurt. That would be painful. If I had to watch on a Sunday Jordan Love walk out onto the field for the Packers while Aaron Rodgers is still in the league playing NFL football on another team. This man just won his 3rd MVP. He won a Super Bowl. He's gone to the NFC Championship the last 2 seasons. So the fact that we're just not automatically changing his contract so that he's a Packer until he does not want to play football anymore is really upsetting for me.
Okay, so yeah, like basically the reason why they're not restructuring him or talking about extension is they would be committing to him more in the future, as if they made if they converted some of his base salary to a roster bonus or a signing bonus, it would spread the cap over the length of his contract, creating more room now, guaranteeing it. So basically it'd be harder to get rid of him in the future with more dead cap. And that's the reason why they keep declining talking about it. So basically they're saying like they want to keep their options open if they want to go Jordan Love sooner rather than later. So I'm also just like not a fan of this in the sense that they're really just not committing. They're not committing to either Jordan Love or Aaron Rodgers fully, which I think leaves the organization and us fans in just like kind of a mode of like, okay, like how long is Rodgers actually going to be here for? Like when is Jordan Love coming in? Is he coming in? Because right now it looks like they want Jordan Love in there sooner than later, is the way I see it. If not, if they did want Rodgers here for like the next 4 years, they would have made that happen already. Like they could have very easily extended him, restructured him to say, okay, like we want you here, giving him a no trade clause, giving him more security, but they haven't. So it really does look like they want to move on to Jordan Love.
So Tom Brady is 43 years old and Aaron Rodgers is 37 years old. Tom Brady just won the Super Bowl. There is no reason that Aaron Rodgers could not play for the Green Bay Packers for at least 4 more years if he wanted to. Jordan Love, there's nothing that management needs to prove. If they wasted that draft pick, we do not care as long as Aaron Rodgers is still playing as MVP Aaron Rodgers. We do not care if you wasted Jordan Love. We want our quarterback who has been here for a decade to stay here because he is good. He is the greatest quarterback in the NFL right now, and he is not just going to fall off a cliff. Everyone has been saying for the last 4 seasons that Tom Brady was going to fall off a cliff, and he never did. I was one of those people who's like, Tom Brady, he's going to go to the Bucs. He doesn't have Belichick anymore. He is not going to do as
He's
much.
still
I thought
got
they were
it.
going to be like 9-7, and they won the Super Bowl. Aaron Rodgers can win another Super Bowl. He can win another MVP. He can win 2 Super Bowls or 2 MVPs. They need to commit to him long term because it'll make him feel safer too.
Yeah, so like I'm kind of with you on that. Like, and you would think he's shown signs of regression. Like he definitely hasn't. You can say the Mike McCarthy years or whatever. Maybe his stats weren't 45 touchdowns and like 3 interceptions, but they were still really good, and he didn't look like a bad player by any stretch of the imagination. It just got stale between Rodgers and McCarthy. I think most people can admit that. And you know what? That happens. It happened with Andy Reid and the Eagles, and look what happened with him. He went on to the Chiefs, and he's done very, very well. So same thing with McCarthy. Now he's on the Cowboys. I wouldn't say they're doing all that well, but he found another gig, and Rodgers has moved on. He looks great. And then here's the thing too. So like, if they don't want to admit, or like, I guess what you mentioned, like they don't want to say they wasted the Jordan Love draft pick. Like me and you, I think can agree. Like I would be totally okay if they just said, if let's say they trade Jordan Love right now, and they said, we wasted the pick, we got it wrong, we should have done this. I think me and you would be like, okay, at least like we know like what the future looks like. We know you're committed to Rodgers and all that. Or if they did the other thing, they said, okay, like we have some issues with Rodgers, we want to move on to Love. They're just not committing to either of them. So it's like you can't have both sides of it where you just want the best of both. You got to pick one, and at some point that decision needs to be made.
In Aaron Rodgers' first season, like as a full-time starter, was in 2008, and he had 13 interceptions. Since then, so since 2008, there's only been one other season he has thrown double-digit interceptions. That was 11 in 2010. Mm-hmm. Since then, he's thrown 8 or less every year. The last 2 seasons, he has 9 combined. And also, Aaron Rodgers has been injured in the past. Shane McClellan on the Bears broke his collarbone. Anthony Barr injured him up badly, but he has bounced back. Like, injuries don't stop him. Yeah, they knock him out. And you've seen what the Packers do without Aaron Rodgers. When they didn't have Aaron Rodgers last time, they went 6-9-1. The next year when they had him back, brand new coach, they were 13-3. They've been 13-3 the last 2 seasons because Aaron Rodgers, he's the most valuable person in the NFL. Like, I'm not even saying like I think he's the best player, but I'm not even talking about that. I'm saying value to the team. Like without him, they're a 7 wins different team, and no other player in the NFL, if you take them away, that team's going to lose 7 of their wins. I don't think so.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple quarterbacks you could maybe argue, but I know what you're saying. Like, you take him away, and the team changes a lot. And
more than double our wins with him than if we didn't have him.
And the whole argument of him, like, falling off a cliff or whatever, like, I don't really think I've heard it that much with him at all. You heard it with Brady, but when you think about Rodgers, like, you think about his arm talent. His arm has not gotten any weaker. He can still go off platform.
I think Rodgers is the only quarterback still in the league who doesn't wear like the muscle sleeves, So like people say like, oh my gosh, his arms are so skinny. He doesn't care what his arms look like. Look at that man throw the football.
He has a cannon of an arm. It's not getting really any weaker. You can argue with other quarterbacks, you see them become like kind of a shell of themselves. Like you could almost say with Big Ben a little bit, and how maybe it was the offense they were running, but he didn't push the ball down the field all that much last year. Aaron Rodgers was still
just dishing it off.
Like his arm's not failing. So I think bottom line with this is we're a little frustrated with Mark Murphy's comments on Aaron Rodgers' contract and how they aren't committing to either Jordan Love or Rodgers, and they're kind of in this standstill between them both. I would prefer them go Rodgers route. It doesn't look like they're doing that. So if they do go Love, like I just want them to go all in on it and not like, twiddle their thumbs and just wait on it,
And I'm not just mad. I'm also confused. Like he won MVP. What is there to think about? What are they like still deciding? He's the most. He's one of the best player in the league. He went to the NFC Championship game. Like, come on, what are you thinking about?
Yeah, it's pretty bizarre. They don't look like it doesn't look like it's going to get resolved anytime soon. And I know Aaron Rodgers has somewhat of an out of his contract where they can get out of it without too much penalty after 2022. So, or I think the offseason of 2022. So that's my prediction for when he will potentially stop playing with us.
I hope you're wrong. I hope you're wrong.
I hope so too. I think if he doesn't, if they get rid of him, they'll either get rid of him then or he'll stay for a long time.
I was confident you were wrong until recently when we just still have not done anything with him. And now I'm starting to think we might go to Jordan Love a lot earlier than I wanted to. And it's just frustrating.